Welcome to Building Bridges, Conversations on Social Development, where we explore the power of connection, collaboration, and community in shaping a more inclusive and prosperous world. Join us as we delve into the key issues, innovative solutions, and inspiring stories that drive positive change and empower individuals and communities to thrive. Let's embark on this transformative journey together, uniting hearts and minds for a brighter future for all. Let's get to work with Garfield Oliver of Caribbean American News Media.
Caribbean American Media, welcome to our live stream with Garfield Oliver. Let's get to work.
Over the past 5 years, every single decision we have taken has been to fertilize prosperity for today and to sow the seeds of progress for our nation 10 years from now. Every budget we delivered, every investment we attracted, every infrastructural project we approved, and those we re-engineered are meant for our children, our future, our St. Lucian. The United Workers' Party. Let's keep working. Over the past 5 years, every single decision we have taken has been to fertilize prosperity for today and to sow the seeds of progress for our nation 10 years from now. every budget we delivered, every investment we attracted, every infrastructural project we approved, and those we re-engineered are meant for our children, our future, our St. Lucian. The United Workers' Party. Let's keep working. Over the past 5...
Are you serious? Do you really believe? I never knew. I never understood the impact of tourism in St. Lucia.
Okay, the member from Castries, he said it was only a madman who would believe that tourism would have recovered.
Mr. Speaker, I'm challenging you. Clarity. Anything I say, he'll say, I'll hear it. That's a challenge. Anything, Mr. Speaker, I'll say, like the member from the South says, I'll clear it. I challenge him. Anything he says, I say, clear it.
Flashback.
The government is continuing as usual, as if nothing happened. St. Lucia, the government of St. Lucia is the only government that believes that tourism will get back to how it was pre-COVID. I think it's the only government in the world that believes that. There's no other government, I think, who believes that except the government of St. Lucia. So what do? We continue with business as usual. We continue to build an airport based on the fact that our airport would get its income from arrivals. Are you serious? Do you really believe? I never knew. I never understood the impact of tourism in St. Lucia.
Okay, the member from Castries, he said it was only a madman who would believe that.
Greetings, my lovely people here on Caribbean American News Media Platform. It is good to have you with us tonight, and while many of you are celebrating and carrying on in the streets, dancing your problems away, friends, we're here at work, Caribbean American News Media. Yes, we are live, we are on air, and so I want to greet everyone. I want to remind you to share the live as you join us. Share the live, folks. Share the live, all right? I'm just getting my headpiece on. I was contemplating not coming on, and so, I say, you know what? Why? I don't celebrate Carnival. Why am I going to give my people a break so that they can go and be watching all kind of Bacchanal tonight and People's Affair Moon and all the other stories? And so I see, let me bring them together here where they can, forgive me, let me put on my headpiece. Let me just fix up myself, put on my headpiece, because we are live on the air and you're on to Caribbean American News Media Platform. All right. So greetings again, share the live. Let's make some adjustments here to our set. Let me position myself properly. Why is me? Let's bring me up a little more. I am too down. I like the Mr. Yes, thank you. Bring me up a little more. Yes, madam. Okay, so I believe we are much better. I'm much better now. But again, I want to welcome all to the platform. I invite you to share Caribbean American News Media. Please share it with your friends. Those of you who have not liked, a lot of you have not liked or followed the page as yet. So I'm still waiting for you to do so. Also, our Facebook page, it is up and also available for your liking, for your following, for your sharing. I've looked at a lot of your pages and there is no Caribbean American news being shared on your page. I'm not sure what you're afraid of, who is threatening you, who is going to be doing something to you. I don't know, but share the live, folks. I mean, come on. You share a lot of propaganda when there is drama. Somebody's cursing out somebody. Yes, you share it. You share a lot of SLP propaganda. So I'm encouraging you, friends, that I'm encouraging you to share. This is something good, ain't it? Decent. No whining, no gyrating, no cursing, no insulting. This is the place for all. Yes, my friends, but greetings to you. Let us get to work. St. Lucians today dance their way out of trouble. Yes, my friends, today, Carnival celebration in the country. And so, and again, I just want you to feel guilty. Those of you who have not shared, I have looked at many of my followers' pages, and I have, to my disappointment, there is no way you can find any of Caribbean American news feed under their channel. I'm not sure what they're scared of, what the problem is, but that's very discouraging. And I don't know, maybe you have said something in the past about me or Caribbean American news, and so you're ashamed to share it. Share the thing. This is bigger than you and I. Share it, folks. You know, and then I would say to you, while I'm saying this, that you need to be careful what you say about people. You got to be careful that you're not spreading propaganda, that you're not spreading a lie, something that is not the truth. And so you get embarrassed at the end of the journey, and so you're like in a place between a rock and a hard place. But you can't get out of it, friends. We make mistakes. We say things sometimes that we got to pull back. And that's why I was saying to the church on Saturday that we got to engage the mind a little more than the mouth. We got to listen more. That's how you engage the mind. You got to listen more. You got to think. You got to reason for yourself. And then you can open your mouth in judgment, or you open your mouth to make clear what you yourself have a clear understanding of. A lot of us, most of the times, we talk first and then we listen after. And what we hear after is the truth. What we hear after sometimes is an embarrassment to us. And that's why I'm encouraging you, my viewers, Caribbean American news viewers, let us be the best. We have the crop of the best under this platform. You think, you reason, you're independent in thought. You don't come here and just drink Kool-Aid. You don't just come to the choir rehearsal. You are free thinkers. You reason for yourself, and you take your time. You take your time when propaganda is being spewed. And that's what I want us to do. Don't let anyone embarrass us, or we embarrass ourselves by just fake and false information. All right? That's not what we want. That's not what we want, folks. So we're going to get to work. Please share the live, friends. And this is to prove to you, friends, that this platform, it is a reasonable platform. It is a truthful platform. It is a balanced platform. It is a straightforward platform, and there is nothing that you should be suspicious of. There is nothing that you need to be concerned about. We are on the same path. All right? But when you come here, I want you to reason for yourselves. Don't take what I say, run and say, I say. You hear what they said on Caribbean American News, or you hear what the Flabo said? No. Your safety is in reasoning. Does it make sense what I'm hearing? Does it make sense? And even in your religious journey, you got to use your brain. You got to use common sense. Jesus himself asks you to reason with him. Let's reason together. Let's talk. Let me know what's on your mind, and then I bring clarity to it. And that's why you had the reasoning of scriptures every Sabbath in the Jewish temple. So don't come here and shut off your reasoning and tell me, oh, the Labour Party is bad, or this bad, and that one. And because the Labour Party did something, that it is bad because they did it. And when the SLP does it, when the UWP does it, everything that they do, it is correct, it is good for the nation. I want you to reason. I want you to think. I want you to look at what is best for you and your family in a society. And that's why I'm not taking a break tonight. Don't tell me carnival. I don't jump carnival. And many of you believe that carnival will smooth your wool and calm your storms and all of the CIP issues. It disappears because you exciting yourself, you enjoying the bacchanal and the niceness, you call it, and the intoxication and everything else that comes with intoxication. And so all your problems are gone. While it is okay, friends, to rest a little while, to free up yourself and to go on the beach and take a break, have a breather. Ain't nothing wrong with taking a breather. But let us never forget that the breather or the break or the excitement is not going to remove your situation. You still got to face it. And so we are here tonight to continue to face the issues that are impacting our people. And some of them, my friends, have lasting implications. It's ridiculous how deep of an issue sometimes we try to bypass and sweep it under the rug and hope that it will come up 10 years from now where nobody will know. So let's just jump into Donald Trump for a minute. In the United States, let's come over to the United States and we go back to St. Lucia. Last weekend past, Donald Trump, as we know, almost got himself killed, an assassination attempt on him. There's a lot of propaganda out there that, it's his own people and nobody knows. They're still investigated, and so be careful in just saying things. That's what I'm saying again. It's ketchup, it's not real, it's a stage, blah, 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 blah. And folks, listen, these things happen. And the United States is not new. This is not new to the United States. It is not something that just surprised them yesterday. And that's why you have the CIA, you have the FBI, federal and state police, who are always looking out. They're always monitoring. They're always into people's cell phones and other things. They're individuals that they watch very closely in this country, based on their rhetoric in the past. Organizations based on their radical position. Even the MAGA crowd that support Mr. Trump, the FBI and folks, I am sure they're monitoring them because they have proven to be threats. A great issue for the United States and the civilized country, where one is saying, well, we are losing our power as whites, and so we got to do this and we got to do that. We got to deport all immigrants, and we don't want no immigrants in our country, and we are white, and all the stories that the MAGA crowd and the hatred and conspiracies. There's a lot of conspiracy. And even sometimes I look at your Facebook page, some of you on WhatsApp, and a lot of propaganda, because you don't reason, friends. In order for you to develop your country, you got to reason. You got to stop spreading nonsense, things that makes absolutely no sense, not even to a child that is just born. So, Mr. Trump got grazed by his ear by a bullet. That was, I'm sure, the intention was to kill him. There's going to be an oversight committee meeting. They have asked the CIA and folks to bring in information that they have, so that they can have a hearing on this shooting thing. Mr. Trump almost lost his life, and that's why again I say that we got to be very careful with our tone. We got to watch our tone. We must, because it is the same Trump, and these fellows, these MAGA crowds, act as though nothing went on. Nothing. No. The government buildings were not stormed. No officer died in the process. There was no one going into the speaker's chamber or the House chamber and poop on the desk and dig up the files and riot while the president, is in the White House rejoicing and telling them that they're good people, they can go home now. When the White House is, the Senate is asking, Congress is asking the president to send support, call them off. Call off your fellas. They're his fellas. All the head, then he can kiss women and he can do what he wants. And he can shoot people in Times Square, wherever it is in Manhattan, and get away with it. there are consequences, friends. No matter how big we believe we are, how powerful we believe we are, we got to be very careful with life. None of us are robots. Our own rhetoric can come back to hurt us, bite us in the butt. And I always say, friends, even with the United Workers' Party and the Labour Party, either of you got to lead a country. Do you want to be watching your back every moment of the day while you're in leadership? So we got to watch the rhetoric. We got to be careful. It always comes back to bite. And in the United States, Republicans have been very naughty. Yes, they have been very naughty. And I encounter them, and a lot of them are Christians too, with their propaganda. And I understand while both political parties in the United States, there's the pro and the cons. You know, the Democrats believe in freedom of choice and allowing individuals freedom, but sometimes they are radicals within the Democratic Party. The Republicans have a lot of splinter groups that are as radical can be. Hate groups. It is all about white and blacks, and we see it in the Caribbean, and that's why we show concern when it pops up in Little St. Lucia or St. Vincent, and people start talking about people's color instead of the content of their characters about color and foreigners, and that's the far right Republican. When we see it within the St. Lucia Labour Party, that is far right radical. That is extreme. That is extremist. Those splinter groups are dangerous. And by the way, the SOP is not even a splinter group. That's just part of their discourse. Is what they say. Is how they act. If the USLP were in the United States as a political organization, they would have been considered at some point a racist bigot organization. Yes, it is true. And I make no excuse for saying this. So when sometimes I hear these fellas come like they are so perfect, and you know, radio stations, NBC, acting like, you know, they're little angels all of a sudden. Since when have you changed? As I always say, if you haven't had a change of thought overnight, you come back and say to the people, look, man, what we said 2 weeks ago last year, you know, it's garbage, and we're sorry, we're not going to say that again. We're going to change the discourse. If you did that, fine, but you have not done that. You have not. It is the same rhetoric, the same hatred, threats. And how do I know that? Because I have right now files open with the United States Embassy in Barbados and the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Because of threats from SLP. So don't come and pretend like this is not real. It's real. Don't come and tell us the UWP are violent and want to damage the Prime Minister and all this garbage. That's filth. That's garbage. You will never hear any leader of the United Workers' Party making such a statement. And when we hear any of our supporters make those statements, we condemn it. We call it garbage. We call it out. And no matter what excuse we will make some of our supporters to say, well, here all the things they say about us and we can't say nothing and blah, blah, blah. No. Decency is decency. When the other side go nasty, you don't have to be nasty too, because you become nasty and there is no difference between you and them. That's why people say, and young people say, that all of you are the same. And you don't understand about winning because you don't use your brain. You use your mouth, not your brain. Some people walk around saying to me that because this, I don't even know what to call this boy. Because this boy is speaking in support of the SLP, and he insults people and threatens people to hit them in the head and this and all this nonsense. And then Mr. Frederick says to us, don't come to my country. And then what? Huh? What are we supposed to say? Go back and do the same? If one of them kills someone, we're supposed to go do the same? If they drink poison, we should go do it? There is what we call decency and civility. And we must always remember that if we are mad enough and we are upset enough, that there is a legal way to deal and to channel that frustration. When the people in a country, in a civilized country with a constitution and protection, can get to that place of being bitter and tired of being abused by their government, then there is a process, and that is protests. That is coming together and sending a strong message to your government, whether it's in the United States, St. Vincent, Grenada, Dominica, or St. Lucia. You come together and you channel your frustration towards those who are violating your rights. When it comes to a regular supporter, friends, in the party, when it comes to a regular supporter in the party, for instance, an SLP supporter, and they besmirch your character, and they lie and say things about you that are not right, then you go to the court. Drag them to court. Let them you deal with them in the court of law. But your government, you deal with them on the streets. You deal with them, friends, through protests, demonstrations, and boycotts. Period. Violence is never the answer in any civilized society. What America is experiencing is what they themselves, the same individuals, have planted in the bouillon, in the belly, friends, of the nation. That's what they have done. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Over the past 5 years, every single decision we have taken has been to fertilize prosperity for today and to sow the seeds of progress for our nation 10 years from now. Every budget we delivered, every investment we attracted, every infrastructural project we approved, and those we re-engineered are meant for our children, our future, our St. Lucia. The United Workers' Party. Let's keep working.
All right, folks, so we are back, and thank you so much for being here with us. All right, so that's what I'm saying, friends. And the other thing is, when you experience supporters of the SLP insulting you, coming on our live, your live, to insult you and to belittle you, then you block them. You ban them, because not that you don't want them to be there, but once they start getting disrespectful and they do not understand common human decency, because they themselves, some of them, you can clearly see that they have no manners at all. Absolutely no manners. None. Because let me ask you a question. How do you look at a decent guy you don't know nothing about, but you just come on there live because maybe you heard Yardi or you hear some other clown saying something about the guy you don't know? Whether it's true or not, but you jump on the bandwagon without even knowing. The person could be your family, could be a family friend. The person may have helped your family. That individual might have worked with you or your family. Could be your baby daddy and you don't even know. But you just go along with insults, humiliating, trying to belittle that person. And I look at, while I'm saying this, I just looked across to the YouTube channel, and there's already a clown that shows up. There's always a clown that shows up. You're always talking S for your money. This person is what you consider to be uncivilized, disrespectful, no manners at all. And let me tell you something, the circle of life goes around. And that person, people who act like that, guess what? They always end up having to take the hardest part in life, the most difficult journey. They themselves get treated the very same way, sometimes by their children, by their spouse, by their boss and supervisors. Those same individuals always reap what they sow. And like I always say, who blessed me shall be blessed. Anyone who blesses me shall be blessed. And anyone who passes their mouth without a cause on me shall experience what they have sown. What a man sow, that he shall also reap. But what do I say, friends? So, the Republican Party confirmed Mr. Trump as their nominee, giving him full support today. Let's listen and then we go back to St. Lucia.
The report of the Committee on Credentials. And to do so, I am pleased to introduce Joe Gruters, delegate from Florida and chairman of the Committee on Credentials, to present the committee's report. Joining him is Jeannie Lucky, delegate from Mississippi and co-chair of the Committee on Credentials.
Mr. Chairman, it is my privilege at this time to offer the following resolution and ask for its immediate consideration. Resolved that the temporary role of delegates and alternate delegates as presented to the convention become the permanent role of the convention, and that the roll be considered as read. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I am honored to yield my time to the chairman of the Committee on Credentials, Joe Gruters.
Let's go, Team Florida. Thank you, Madam Co-Chair. Mr. Chairman, it has been my privilege to serve as the chairman of the Committee on Credentials. Alongside my co-chair, Jeannie Lucky, the Republican National Committee's contest met.
Florida, 125 delegates.
Madam Secretary, and everybody in this great city. On behalf of our entire family, and on behalf of the 125 delegates in the unbelievable state of Florida, we hereby nominate every single one of them for the greatest president that's ever lived, and that's Donald J. Trump. Hereby declaring him the Republican nominee for President of the United States of America.
There you have it, my people. The Republican Party have given their blessing to Mr. Trump. And you heard his son saying to Americans that he's the greatest president that ever lived. The greatest president that ever lived. That almost cost the life of many elected officials. And turn around and acts like, I don't know what happened there. And Americans are standing behind him because they forget. And there's one thing on their mind. The blacks, the Hispanics. This is our country, not one of us. Where have we heard this crap before? Americans forget that there was a riot in Washington led by the president, outgoing president of the United States. And then everything was on standstill because of this man. Americans forget that most of his lawyers and his top men, or the fellas who stand around him, end up in jail, indicted, lost their license. Oh, America, America. Oh, America, America, America. Some say I stand with Donald Trump because of abortion. Donald Trump reads his Bible upside down. Tells you 2 Corinthians. There are no 2 Corinthians in the Bible. There's 1st and 2nd. Immoral as immoral can be. The Republicans, the evangelicals, Pentecostal movement gives him their power. evangelicals, gives him 100% support, but yet preaches online about immorality. And speak in tongues like tongues goes out of style. But they have rallied again, and they are making a second attempt. For the elections, or the electing of the same president that insinuated, that supported great or grave violations of the Constitution of the United States of America. And the world wonders after Mr. Trump. Just like the children of Israel wanted a leader. Give us a leader. We want a leader. Give us a leader. They begged for a leader, and they got the leader of their choice, and all hell broke loose. God will not be mocked in the nation. All right? Let me go on to something that, now, most of us saw a young lady coming into St. Lucia. I believe Cora is the name. And many St. Lucians run into cash trees for photo ops and for kisses and a little whiny, jiggy whiner. And, oh, I listened to Cora, and she said, St. Lucia, the people are always happy and they're beautiful and they're loving, and oh, these St. Lucians are the best. They are beautiful. Oh my God, it's like paradise. Oh my God. St. Lucia is the best. The people are happy and they don't look for trouble and they're so nice. And I'm like, I sat there and I'm like, I watched to hear what the young lady experience was going to be, and I said to myself, this young lady needs to learn something, and I'm sure she would have, in traveling. Don't just go there for one day or a few hours and say, the people are nice, everything is fine, because the people like you, or they smile for you, or they fix your bed nicely, or they give you the best breakfast in the world. Young lady, St. Lucia have a lot of problems, you hear me? Whatever you do, try not to get a citizenship by investment right now until that is cleared up. That's all I can tell you. I'm just saying, I don't know if you're going to do that. But I saw folks running to get pictures, and nothing wrong with that. She's your favorite jiggy whiner. And she will whine all your troubles away. You wake up tomorrow and the CIP is fixed. Healthcare is fixed. Everything else in your country is fixed because of one jiggy wine. And one guy ran up to her and he said, my wife told me to take a picture with you. And I was like, I thought he would step back and snap that picture, but instead, and this is a light moment, the guy went in the picture and hugged Cora and took the picture for his wife. I'm like, boy, that picture will haunt you for a very long time. Because when your wife sees that picture, every time she sees both you and Cora, hold culpable. That's just an advice. You understand what I'm saying? Good. But outside of that light moment I just had there, I understand her experience. But my question is, who paid for her trip to St. Lucia? Did you see any announcement by the Carnival Committee or the government saying to you that they will be bringing in these influencers to the country and that they would receive first class travel, all expense paid, and plus other thousands of dollars of taxpayers' money to come into the country. Have you been told that? Oh, so you thought when Cora said she was coming in that she just went on the internet, found St. Lucia, and came to sweet St. Lucia? So my question again is, and nothing is wrong with you wanting to bring people in. You want to promote your country. But what about transparency? And that's what the problem is. We have been seeing a breakdown in transparency in the country. CIP, lack transparency. Bringing individuals, influencers from outside in, lack of transparency. Maybe you St. Lucians knew that the government of St. Lucia, if it is true, paid for her to be in the country. Because in one of the clips I heard she mention the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. Maybe I got it wrong, and you folks under the live heard an announcement by the officials that Cora Obidi was invited by the government of St. Lucia. And at what cost? So, is it a situation Cora before hospital? Cora before nurses? Cora before our local hotel workers? Cora before our roads? Cora before our airports? What is it? Cora before our hurricane victims? In a tape I heard Prime Minister said that if we can get $25,000 to $30,000, give everybody $1,500. And then they came to us and said, well, we don't have money, we have to find the money. I'm just asking the questions. And I am sure, folks, that you want to know too, and just for the interest of everybody. The young lady is doing what she's doing. I don't like the whining and the thing, but that's her choice. And if I don't like it, I can lock it out. I don't have to watch. I don't have to be a part of it. But she's free to do what she wants with her body. But my question is more on the side of transparency. How much did it cost to get that young lady here in St. Lucia? Who initiated it? Question. Question. First time she's coming into the region. Maybe it was a good promotional thing for the country. Maybe. But what was the cost? I guess it is only for the committee members to know, but not the citizens of the country. Maybe that's what it is. They don't need to know. That's not their business. Huh? Like I said, nothing wrong with the young lady coming to the country or being invited by officials. But we have farmers that have still not received any support after the hurricane. We have fisher folks who have not received anything, any support. We have house roofs that are still off. But a country who speak about God, and I gotta put some pressure on my friend Albert. We gotta draw a line between the holy and the profane. If you say to us or to the citizens of the country that you are a father, a holy father of a religious organization, and they see you winding down just like them, then of course I would say you will have to pray about that. What we do not want is the double standard being spread in our country. That's what you don't want. And I heard somebody said, well, it seems like, and listen, Carnival has been there before me, and it will continue until the fire burn every piece of costume. All right? Because God's judgment is not far from us. Yeah? But what's our priority, my people? What is our priority? Now, I did some investigations. There's a young man, a hack. I'm not going to call his name now, but I'll expose it maybe tomorrow when we are on GVD TV. Father Albert is my friend. He's not coming for me, and he's supposed to be on my show anytime. He can speak, I can speak, and he always advocates for transparency and openness and not hypocrisy. So Father Albert is not the type that will just attack you like that. But I found a young man, SLP hack here in New York. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. I unearthed him. I unearthed him, and I'm about to expose his immatureness and his uncivilized attitude. He supposed to be an NYPD officer. Well, I know by now, whole Koi Pabo. I'm not calling his name, but he know himself. An NYPD officer. St. Lucian. Going on the every live, insulting women and joining in the nastiness in a society. One who is trained to de-escalate, one who is trained in conflict management and conflict resolution, one who is trained in anti-bullying policies in the NYPD. Young man, I found you. And you will be corrected. Because the NYPD has a zero tolerance on bullying. You are a cyber bully. I have every recording of you, every screenshot of you. Joining in cyber bullying and threats to others. And you will be called, sir, to answer. By the NYPD here in New York. And that's why I always say to individuals, friends, if you disagree with someone, it is okay to disagree. But what you cannot do is to go on people's character and you go on about who is a dog and you know who was in shrieky Jeep running and all the nastiness. And the problem is that half of you don't even know what the debate is all about. And that's true. Some of you don't even understand how government functions. But you hear people talking, and you want to talk too. Ain't it? And instead of joining in educated and a well-informed discussion, what you do is you go on the insulting and the besmirchment side. But you, sir, your name starts with a C. And I am giving you notice tonight that I got you. And right here on Caribbean American News, folks, I dig very deep, you know. Very deep I go. Because I have zero tolerance for bullies. Zero, none. I don't encourage it in my daughter, in any of my family member or friends. When I see it, I pull it up quickly. Pull it up quickly. Because I have seen individuals who took their lives as a result of bullying. And I have a zero tolerance for it. If you want to disagree, let's have a discussion on the issues, that is. If I say to you there's a problem in CIP, and you think that there's no problem, come, let's have a conversation. Don't tell me about my mother, my this, and I'm a thief, and all the nonsense that you do, folks. Some of you will start paying in the courts. And the problem is that nobody has taught any one of you a real good lesson. That's why you keep doing it all the time and you keep supporting it. But there is hell to pay in the United States, friends. And while I hate the idea of going after people's bread, because many of us could have started a boycott of all these advertisers who advertise during these segments. We could have started a campaign to expose every one of these sponsors of these shows. Did we? Not yet. Should we? Why not? Why am I going to your business supporting you with my money? And then when I tune in to a television or radio station, I'm hearing your ad after a guy just insult a citizen humiliate a citizen, besmirch a citizen, you are sponsoring it? But because there is no hell to pay in the country right now, and everybody gets away with everything, it seems, then business goes on as usual. But I have put a full stop on this. Put a full stop on it, friends. It's time to stop. Because there is a legal hell to pay. And I have some individuals that will, and I'll say it now, that will, and some organizations that will have to answer yes. There's some television and radio stations. And there's some individuals, both here and there, that will dance to my music. When it's played. That's why I encourage all of us, friends. If you can't discuss issues, stay watching Young and Restless, Bold and Beautiful, and Cora. If you want to discuss the development of a nation, let's come and talk. Anything else, stick with Cora. Stick with Young and Restless, Bold and Beautiful. And you can even go back to watching the A-Team, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and Flintstone. You're safer there. But there is hell to pay. I documented for a while. I remember NBC said people called in and this, he's a fallen, blah, 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 Garfield. And I stared and I smiled and I said, wow, that's beautiful. He's not a pastor. He's this, he's that, Monsieur Pablo. I say, yeah. All righty. Fair enough. And some of you, because people are not aggressive like you, I'm not an aggressive type. I always believe in the principle that the longest rope has an end. I always believe in those. I always believe in giving people the opportunity to correct for themselves. And I live on this principle of doing unto others what you would have them to do unto you. So whatever I do to someone badly, the possibility is that it will happen to me. If I do good to someone, the possibility is there that it will happen to me. I'm speaking to a civilized society. I should be speaking to a civilized society. I should be. I'm going to open the phone lines to, and by the way, we had a number of gun shooting there in St. Lucia. I believe there's a man, 55-year-old male, who was found dead at Olio. We also have a retired police officer in Vieux-Fort who committed suicide last week. We also have two other individuals who were involved in firearm-related, shooting rather, and I believe those individuals have lost their lives. There have been a number of accidents reported. Also, and by tomorrow we should be uploading that clip from Stanley Lucian of HTS, very angry against the authorities for not giving them one ad. Something went wrong. I'm telling you, folks. The lines are open, 34929586181. But, brethren, something went wrong between HTS and the government of St. Lucia. Something must have gone wrong. Because HTS, I stopped viewing HTS when I realized that I could not have gone under the live feed to even say good night. That's when I realized that all the SLP hacks had gone over because they found safe haven. Because that's what they do. They look in every hole for support. So if a rabbit steps out of a hat and starts saying, UWP for there, UWP for there, shall step out, then they would side with the rabbit. They would stay and watch the rabbit just come up and down from the hat. That's how it is. And so I am still a little confused, friends, about this whole idea of Stanley Lucian on What Makes Me Mad, I believe, is it, or the one of the morning shows. You know, the band almost blow a gasket. Man said, that's nonsense. Not one ad. But we can pay an influencer from outside to come in, but yet we cannot share a slice of the bread that is already so small, because there's a lot of radio stations in the country. There's a lot of television stations in the country, and I don't support any government, whether it's the UWP or the okay, so I'm getting an update here. The Grizzly, we have the Grizzly shooting that I referred to. Only one person died. All right? One person passed up there. But we have the clips. I would not show them at this time. All right? But let's go back to the whole HTS complaining about ads. That's where Philip Japere found his comfort, at HTS. And you listen to HTS news, it's true, and you would swear it is a PR arm of the government of St. Lucia. There's a news reporter, I mean, I don't watch him anymore. The guy would actually, you would swear that he's been paid not by HTS, but by the SLP government. What went wrong? And then there's the controversy with Choice TV and the apparent conflict of interest. Folks, there are certain things that are just obvious. If you are the owner of a television station or a radio station and you're sitting on a board that deals with the access to ads and those stuff, then you would want to recruit yourself, or you'd want to, I mean, it's just human to do. Or even though you have not removed yourself because of your ties with the radio station, then at least you'll try to be fair and balanced. So, in other words, if you have 10 slices of cake, you would want to share that as equal as possible to all stations to ensure that there is no appearance of evil. But when you have HTS complaining that they can't get a piece of bread from Carnival, and they're saying Jiggy Winer being paid to come and wine, then we got to pause and examine the cause. I heard that somewhere. I don't know where I got it from, but it rhymes nicely. Huh? Well, something is wrong in the country, friends. Something is definitely wrong, St. Lucian. St. Lucians, something is wrong. Are you hearing me? Because once I start hearing HDS crying like a foul cock in the morning, then we know that they're feeling the squeeze. And not only HDS, I heard Rev Up St. Lucia said that they did not get not one ad. Not one. Not one. Is it because there's a show on that station called Meet the Opposition? I'm just asking. Why? A young station just started. Good opportunity, seeing that you, SLP, say that you support local business on your own. You want to open Radio St. Lucia, but you cannot give ads to stations that are already existing, like the dinosaur HDS. And HDS has done a whole lot of good in the country. Many of us would be locked in to What Makes Me Mad and the Christmas season programs on HDS. Now I have no desire to watch it. And if I was Angie, I would start these very programs. I would start it at Rev Up. What Makes Me Mad and all these morning programs, they were good while they last. Get Charlie, they don't like Charlie. Bring Charlie, and Charlie still have strong in him. I saw Stanley Lucian as all tight up while he was with Andrew on the morning show. I saw it. I see you see the little thing pulling thing. But we still hold in there and we watch the program faithfully every morning. It wasn't as dirty as some of the other morning shows. You could have sit there and enjoy your little, sometimes you laugh till your belly busts. Especially Charlie have a little laugh there. Charlie laughing until he two-faced, start coughing. And Andrew with his little laugh. Used to be fun, your spirit, they build up your spirit in the morning. Now we have nothing clean really to watch or listen to in the morning. You scarcely have morning shows that you can enjoy, start your day, you feel good. When you start your morning with negativity and nastiness, when you start the show in the morning, you start your life in the morning logged in instead of going and pray to God, or you go and you have some devotion or meditation or some positive thoughts. You got to think on positive things, because what you feed your mind on, that will you become. And that's why the NYPD guy, because he's feeding himself on these nastiness, it has taken over the better part of him. He better call me. My number is on the screen. You know yourself. Call me. 929-586-182. Call me tomorrow when I'm not on the air and tell me, sorry, tell me don't do it. The sky is falling for you.
This short fella.
Mm-hmm.
The sky is falling. I heard this short fella. The sky is falling.
Fella, the sky falling. Call me. You have until tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Call me 929-586-1821 and tell me to hold off. I'm advising you to call me and tell me don't turn up the heat, because the kitchen is about to get hot on an NYPD officer. Guess who's not going to be there to help you? Them fellas in the morning, or the other one. They're not going to be there. It's not St. Lucian laws or police we're dealing with. No. Caribbean American News Media Platform calling you on the air.
Pastor Gaston, good night.
Hey, my friend from Grenada. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Beryl treat me fine. But this Mr. Iris in Karakou, I haven't gone up there, but people who went up there and photos, that's what I've seen. Boy, it is a mess. It's like a bomb, a heavy bomb that fell and just mash up. Could you imagine? I see a photo with Beryl destroy a wall house. He didn't mash up a wall house.
Yeah.
That's a mash. Yeah, mash up even a school, even a shelter. People were sheltering a school, and they had us to run out from the school shelter and go somewhere else. It's with the devastation of Beryl. Beryl really hit the PM, the Caribbean Picnic hard, and even Cantawan, all of these degraded islands. Beryl has hit them real hard. But you see, the thing is, and instead of for when we need to come together, we, the administration, have to put us together, put the people in picking like them here. We can stuff who you support, because it's a disaster and everybody gets hit. They play dirty politics with these things. These people are playing dirty politics.
So what's going on? Yeah, what's going on with that now? I supposed to be in your area shortly. We're still working out stuff. We have food items collecting still. We're still pulling things together for your country.
Okay, right. Well, in the start, what they were saying that everything's supposed to come through NATMA, right? Everything. So, for example, if a family member is in New York or Canada way, and they want to send out some stuff for the family, they say in the order that you have to go through NATMA. Then, if like a boat or plane have to come through, like to go through Karakou, or let's say a boat have to come through the port, the main port of Grenada. So, for example, if a boat lives in Barbados or St. Lucia, they're telling you that you have to come to the port, go all the way down to St. George's before you come back up to Karakou. That was happening in the old, and I think Barbados was coming through with a boat full of supplies, and when they hear that piece of old news, they had also drop it off in Canada.
Oh yeah,
I understand that it is alleged that they had also drop it off in Canada. You understand? Now, well, the opposition is trying their best to see, any ways that they can come up with to help the people of Karakou. So what the opposition did, they bring up some portable toilets, and they bring up some supplies. Then they bring up they even bring up the trucks to sanitize and to take care of the toilet, treat the toilets when it is filled. And, well, what I now learning that they have some opposition has some meals on wheels. So they cook the meals, they package it out, they put it in containers, hot meals, and they transport it to anybody who wants a meal, whether you're an NNP supporter, you're an NDC supporter, it doesn't matter. You need a hot meal because there are people who live in creeks and sardines for days. You understand? So when people get a hot meal, it is good for them, you understand? And it could easily lose their bowels and stuff like that because when you're eating all these creeks and all these things for all these amount of days, you know what could happen to you? It could stiffen your bowel system.
Yeah.
It was difficult to go off. So, Saturday morning while they was wrapping up the meals on wheels, they send a health inspector to see how they're doing, to see if they think, like to make an attempt to shut them down.
Wow.
No inspector don't go in the shelters where people is cooking, where some of the people are leaving. No inspector never go there, but they go to, to make the attempt to shut down that thing. I'm not listening. I'll not leave off the talking points because it's a 2-hour program. And I say, let me comment to your program and let me hear what you was talking about.
Yeah.
And I say, well, I need to share this.
Yeah.
I need to share this. In the oldies, people went in New York. One of the people at New York try to get food stuff to bring it, and when they realize, oh, you're supporting NNP, so it's like you're supporting NNP. I don't want your food stuff to bring down to Carrico. And that is the kind of dirty politics that is taking place. Second of all, the Chinese, Dr. Mitchell and the late Elvin Nimrod, after Hurricane Ivan in 2004, they break ties with Taiwan and they build diplomatic ties with China, the mainland China, and they get some houses, over 2,000 houses for the people of Grenada, for the people who need a home, right? So they will build the first set, they build the second set, and these second sets need to distribute out. Well, how come NNP lost the election and a whole different change has been made? But a disaster took place, and especially in Carrico, where the people was hit so hard. First of all, in the heat of the storm, and the author understand the shelter was filled. So some of the people run into the low-income housing in Carrico. They send police to send them out.
They were not authorized to go in there as yet, maybe. No?
They send, but what I try to say is, I think like a disaster. All what they had us to do, have a plan. Because I know how this house is structured. I know how this house, because I was there when this house was built. From the roof come down, it's a 3-story housing, right, in different unit apartments. And the roof is concrete. And then they decorated, they put like region and galvanized and things. They just beautified them. But the actual roof itself,
concrete.
Then it's concrete. The Prime Minister, after the hurricane, he told the media, he told the nation that he give utterance that the people in Carrico give them clearance to stay in the housing temporarily. Right? The Minister for Housing said that that they have people living in the houses. Well, we know that is a lie. Then when I think a few of them went up in Carrico and they make a video, put it on social media and say, well, look at the houses, it is not fit for people to come and stay in, windows mash up. They don't show the people inside the house. They just stay outside and they say windows mash up and it don't have current. Number one, we are current in Carrico, all the poles and everything is down. Electing mashed up. Right, the power plant in Carrico mashed
it's better
up.
for them better for them to be in the house with broken windows than to be outside.
Exactly, because right now there's a lot of people, when rain coming, the little thing what they bar up in, when rain coming, most of them people are wetting. So they don't have a good time. They're not comfortable. Put the people in the comfortable place there. You understand? But the baddest thing, the worst thing about it is, what I'm understanding now, that the people from the Grenada who going up to work on electricity, you know, they allow these people to stay in the houses.
Yeah.
The people, yes, so the people who come in to work in Carrico, they allowing them to stay in the houses. But the people in Carrico itself who are devastated by the storm is not allowed to stay in the houses. I cannot understand, and I will never come to understand that. I will never come to understand that, Gaffin. And it's difficult for the people in Carrico. It is difficult, and why it is difficult, and where the people need to come together, where the administration need to come together. One man saying this one saying that, another saying this. Confusion is like the Tower of Babel, where God come from the languages. So you don't know what to believe, and the minute time these people open their mouth, it's a lie. You don't know if it is the truth, because when that one minister saying there are people occupy the houses, you hear another minister say people can't stay inside it. Then you hear the prime minister say he gives clearance for people to stay there. You don't know where you stand with these people.
Well, let's hope.
You don't know where you stand.
Let's hope for the best, because I know it's a big problem in the country, and you know it is difficult to manage. I tell you the truth, but we encourage the government to forget about party and let's look at people.
That is what we are calling onto the government. Yes. We are calling onto them, even the opposition. They are saying we are ready to come and move. Just give us a call. We are, because NNP, they passed through Hurricane Ivan, and when they say Grenada will build back in the next 15, 20 years, in the next 2, 3, 4 years, Grenada was built back better and stronger because of the help and what Dr. Mitchell would have done. He put structures and things in place. This, that, he put that day, he put this day, and people come together and they work. And he called on the opposition, who was the NDC then, and Nathan Thomas. He called on to them. He said, "Come on board. Let us work together to build back this nation together." You understand? He get down his high horse, and we are calling on this administration to get down the high horse and to work together with the opposition to build this country, to build back, especially Carrico, not the mainland Grenada to get nothing much. It's Carrico and pretty much get all the damage. Right? So we are calling on them to come together to build back better.
Well, as I said, I hope, and I look forward to meeting you in person. I heard that Grenada is beautiful, and I look forward to being there to lend my hand in assistance. But until then, I would continue to pray for the people of Grenada, and I would pray for the opposition and the government so that they can do what is right.
Yes.
So that we can help.
Both of them need it, Both of them need it.
Yes. So look forward. But thank you so much for calling the show, my friend.
Well, no problem.
Look forward to seeing you.
No problem.
All right. Yes.
Yes. And that number, you can call it anytime.
Yes, I'm going to save it. Yes. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay.
All right. That was our friend there from Grenada. And he was sharing with us some of the issues that they're facing, and some of these issues they normally arise during after a disaster, and so we hope for the best for our brothers and sisters there in that country. Grenada, calling you on the air, Caribbean American News Media Platform.
Good night. Good night, my brother. Good night. How are you doing?
Good night, my friend. How are you? Good.
I'm good, my brother. One thing I just wanted to say, my brother, I see baby, the guy for Grocery is jumping Carnival and saying that he's enjoying Carnival and he's working hard and everything. He's working hard and everything. But one thing I want to say again, is he not the man responsible for the youth? Is he not the man that was responsible for fixing up the stadium? $40 million has been spent. The stadium is still not fixed. And the other thing I want to say again, the tourism minister. That's the first tourism minister. The first tourism minister I see want to be on every stage, every little place they have a camera for itself to look good. You know, an innocent man wouldn't be doing the thing this man is doing to try to make it seem like he's such an innocent man. But I want to make sure that we as people stay on the ball and ask for the $3.5 billion those guys have stolen. This is not a joke. This is not a game. We need to launch an independent investigation from the investigation that is being launched in America to figure out what is happening with those billions of dollars. And I wanted to ask you a question, my brother. Isn't there a law for the opposition to get information as to the audits of what is happening at CIP? Because CIP is a government.
The opposition leader is part of government, so I would believe that he would have access also to some of those information.
Exactly. So my point is, whether or not those allegations are true or those allegations are false, allegations that have sequence file and which owns a company, you know his name, you had him on his show recently, he took it on his own to file a RICO case against the Philip GP administration, especially Ernest Hilaire and his boys. Because I remember those guys always talking about FFF, friends, family, and foreigners.
Yeah.
All Ernest Hilaire brothers and best friends and close mates are at the helm of CIP, at the helm of the tourism authorities, at the helm of Bank of St. Lucia, GPH, and all major projects happening in the country.
All I can tell you is that in St. Lucia right now, there's a whole lot of conflict of interest in our government systems. A whole lot of it.
But you see, my thing is, my brother, I stayed silent for a little while when what see is happening as to what moves he would make. And I'm seeing the same exact things, the same wrong table.
Well, the people are the people.
This wrong.
Yeah, the people need action.
That's the thing. We tend to lose momentum.
Well, caller, I could add. I know we have the phone. Yeah, the phone is breaking up, but all I can tell you is that I have a problem with our people. Our people are so divided on petty stuff, on things that makes no sense. But the weightier matter, they're absent. You don't hear them. Any little thing within the party, they jump up, they flag up, a little elections in a caucus or in the executive, and everybody's excited and carry on. But these are major issues in the nation that needs the attention of the people.
Yeah, but now you see, that's a very valid point to bring up, my brother. Now, my point to that is, this is basically a new era we are heading into.
Yeah.
You see what happened in America, where what happened to Trump and whatnot. We are in a time where we have very violent rhetoric coming from the opposition, coming from not the opposition, from the government, with Philip GP saying, "Oh, you're a product of Canada," and this and that and that and that. It has been many years that we have indulged in the type of politics of rum and chicken. Now, I am speaking on a standpoint where it is changing. There are people out there like myself who see that mirror, and we have broken that mirror. This mirror is no longer there.
Good.
And it is the party now, because the country is a way where people do not just go and stand up for themselves. That lady, the vendor lady, stand up for herself, and watch what happened. Many people didn't come out to support her.
No.
It is the party now that have to take the initiative, because it was always the political parties, the two political parties, that are pushing the initiative to spark change in the country. So it is Alan Shaftman and the leadership that has to take that decisive step, because every time Alan Shaftman put a red line saying, all right, Richard Frederick is getting how many documents? Richard Frederick should be fired from the government. Nothing happened. The last police commissioner, which is Philip J. Cousin, sexual allegations, all women arms of the United Workers Party came out. Nothing happened. Mm-hmm. We have Philip J. $3.5 billion EC dollars that can fund our government for over 3 years without taking any loan. Nothing is happening. Mm-hmm. That's my point, my brother. But what is happening? The small man are staying in borderless. The countries at a civil war. Mm-hmm. We are hating each other. While those guys never work in their life, never earn a job, never had a company running, and raking billions of dollars from the country's coffers, and those things going unanswered. In which country that happening? In which country that happening? Only in St. Lucia that happening, my brother, where a government is being accused of $3.5 billion of our passports, and people now cannot even get. You forgetting the people couldn't even get their passports printed?
Yeah, there was a problem with passport access, yes.
There is still a problem with passport access.
Wow.
Old people have to be complaining. They are standing up in the huts and can I get a seat? People saying they come in there from 5 o'clock in the morning and foreigners getting our passports. So who really for the foreigners, friends and family? My brother, the whole government have to shut down. They need a fresh general election, because we will not have a country in the next 3 years, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much. That is one of our callers there. And, he makes a lot of sense. But like I always say to you, friends, it seems like unrighteousness seems to be the norm of the day, and people are accepting the unrighteousness. I strongly believe that we're in a time where the truth is now a lie and a lie is now the truth. Everything is topsy-turvy, upside down, and I said to you, all the whining today is not going to change the discussion. Is not going to change the issues that are in the nation. I miss those days when the United Workers Party was in government, and you would always have a national day of prayer. You'll always have some, religious something happening, even, with our government. And that is a government that acknowledge that there is a God, and that, we can do nothing without him. In him we move and have our being. But it seems that our priorities are a little messed up, and we are losing our path, better believe it. And if you think I am messing around, you check Nebuchadnezzar and his kingdom and tell me what was the end result. His kingdom is no more. And that's why we got to plant good seeds. We got to sow good seeds in our society, so that we can generate, before Christ come, a generation of men and women that are firm, that are strong, and understand what morality is all about. And when we have people killing each other for no reason at all, no apparent reason sometimes, where hatred and bitterness and envy and jealousy seems to be the norm of the day, I am saying, friends, that we are in an era of moral decadence and spiritual decay. That's all I can say. And so righteousness do exalt our nation. It do exalt the nation. Right doing what is right by our poor families, doing what is right by those who are in need of housing. I am telling you, friends, and I will tell you it again, that our governments have failed the people of the country, and the people have failed themselves. Look at what is happening in the United States. The possibility is there that these guys will vote Trump back in, forgetting the past. The people always fail themselves because they're easily distracted by nastiness. They're distracted by a little rum, a little chicken, a little $500, a tank of gas, a bag of groceries, a smile, a visit. somebody sit down on their steps and eating their food, they're easily distracted and they miss the major issues that are affecting them and will affect their neighbors and their generation and the generation to come. That's why I am here speaking, friends. That's why I'm here speaking to you. We got to choose the right path. The Bible itself states that when the righteous rule, the people are glad, and when the wicked rule, the people are sad. Destruction follows. And how do we check the temperature of our development of the nation? Carnival, jazz, the house sitting, the amount of people under the live at HTS, or the amount of people under the live at MSNBC in the morning. That's how you check the temperature of a nation. I'll tell you how to check the temperature of a nation. You go into those poor families' home. You go into the mother who can't afford health care, who has cancer and can't even afford an injection. You check an elderly man with prostate cancer who have no access because he has no money. You check the temperature there. Check the temperature when our poor families goes to the grocery shop and they got to choose between half pound of rice and half pound of sugar. They got to choose one or the other. Because the majority of their money will be paid in transportation. That's how you check the temperature of the nation. When families can't eat what they should eat for better health. When they can't get water through their pipes continually. When the internet system that they pay for is all over the place. That's how you check the temperature of a nation. The roads. The airport, is it crumbling or it is in good condition? You check it also by looking at your politicians' home, how they're doing. Are they building second homes? Are they buying more properties? Are they buying more cars? Are they getting fatter? You check the temperature there too. And you will see the difference in the nation. You will see who's benefiting. And not only that, you check the politicians' friends and their families and their business colleague. And that's how you know that these guys are doing well. Check some of those hacks who are talking on behalf of the country. You check some of them. Singing for their supper. And they tell you, everything is good. Everything is good. Philip Chibet is doing good. Philip's good. Good. Everything is good. Check who is saying it. Either they're up in the United States, England, or Canada, and they're telling you everything is good on the ground. But you on the ground, we're not hearing from you. We're not hearing from you on the ground. We're hearing from those hacks overseas with their little accent. That's a fact. You don't hear from the man who's getting the feet in the squeeze. But all the St. Lucian foreign hacks will tell you, those on the SLP side, overseas, they will tell you, St. Lucians, that what you're feeling is not what you're feeling. Because what you're feeling is just in your head. It's not reality. That's what they tell you. But that's the truth. And by the way, some of the hacks have not visited St. Lucia in a very long time. So they are viewing St. Lucia. When they left St. Lucia, many of them left under John Compton. When things were moving a bit, where you'll have castries covered on Fridays with farmers line up in Scotiabank and all these banks are just cooperative bank. People lined up all on the sidewalk to change their checks. Farmers full in their vehicles, their open vans, with groceries taken back to the country because they could have sell their bananas and their produce and make a little money and they go back home. That's the time some of you hacks left St. Lucia. Some of you didn't leave it on the SLP, you know. A lot of you didn't leave it on the SLP. Because if you did on the Kenny Anthony, you would realize that Kenny said that something happened and the St. Lucians punished him. Because things were bad. And a number of scandals. So, half of the hacks that are shouting, telling you everything is well, have not gone to that country in a long time. Everything they see is on NBC. Nowhere else. So when the UWP comes on and they say to you folks that things are not as bright as they're saying, then you turn on the UWP and you cuss them, tell them about their mother, their foot, they're fat, they're small, they're ugly, they're stiff, they're volley, and that's what you do. The hacks overseas. But those on the ground, they keep their mouth shut. Because they're afraid of victimization. They want their daughter to work. And most of the times, their daughter and their son works in government or with one of the ministers. So they do not want to say anything. What they will do is that they will silently walk to the poll and vote accordingly. And that's a fact. That's just a fact. The people who are feeling the squeeze are not really shouting and screaming, you know. It is us up here. It is you and I. It is us who get everything nice. I have containers of groceries out there. Can go to the best healthcare system, best medical hospital. Can get some unemployment, can get some disability, everything is set for you. You feel victimized, marginalized. There's programs, there are systems, there's Catholic charity, you have issues with documents, you can still go see a doctor, you can get food, you can get services. You work in this country without papers and they treat you bad, you can still go somewhere and get some sort of support. That's those of us up here. You can go to all the pantries and get food and get everything you need. You can get chicken, you can get turkey, you can get fish, you can get everything. And your children can still go to school and get all the benefits and get food in the school. All the support that you need. Get it here. But we're the ones talking the loudest and telling those on the ground what they're feeling. Based on watching one television station. Not even two, you know. You think they would watch an SLP propaganda machine and a UWP propaganda machine? No, they're watching one and they tell you that everything is good because the government say it's good. And when there's alleged corruption, they tell you, Shastney corrupt. Shastney guys, and look at what they did with Joachim and the Gulf and our land Jack. Don't want me to bathe on the beach and the Pito. Up to, you know, all the excitement, they gone silent on the Pito, you know. You remember the big hoorah about Shastney sell the Pito? Shastney must have been a powerful man to sell the Pito. Sell the Pito under you, St. Lucians. Sell the Pito under the Soufriere Foundation. I would fire every one of those people at the Super Foundation. Shastney sold the Peter under y'all. That's what they were saying. And they have big movements. Sign the petition. Sign the petition. They're trying to, let's try to save our Piton. We're trying to save the Piton. They ain't trying to save it anymore. They're done. They finished. Story done. They can't tie it around Shastney neck. It ain't sticking. So they change course. Now it's $1 for land. Tio Hakim, $1 for land. Then they find out, oh no, the land was being sold. Some were leased and they were buying it gradually, piece by piece, plot by plot. And they're like, oh yeah, but where's the money? Bring the papers. We didn't see it. I never see a government that don't see anything. In opposition, they were finding all the documents that they needed. They could have gotten the documents in opposition. But now that they're in government, they can't find nothing. Nothing at all. They can't find any agreement. No lockbox. Nothing at all they can find. And when they find something, they can't read it. They said they found a Panama account. They don't even know what was on the paper. Then they gone quiet on the Panama account. Very confused people. Shastney and Guy, Shastney, we have documents. Mr. Richard said, I'll be the first one to submit a document to the special prosecutor because Guy Joseph had tried to bribe me, give me $1 million, and I will be the first one to submit. One guy came out and said, boy, shut your mouth. I have a suitcase in my house here on you. I have a suitcase. You have a file. I have the filing cabinet on you. Then everything went dead. You remember the guy who came out? And he said to Buddy, hush your mouth, boy. I have some stuff on you. Remember this date? You remember this? You remember that? What happened there? Buddy went, full stop, reverse, and he parked his vehicle, and he moved up to now. That story. Remember Buddy? What Buddy said? I warn your mother, I warn your mother. And as soon as he aggravated the fella pull one file out of the cabinet. Buddy just all the corruption that them fellas are talking about. Throwing corruption at each other and have not proved anything to any one of us. You know what I would have done as a prime minister? I'll tell you what I would have done. Maybe you'd say I'm worse than Philip Chippy. I'm a madman. I would give you all ginger ale first to drink, to calm your nerves. I know what I would do. If I accuse the other fella, the opposition of corruption or the government of corruption, I go in there. I go in and look for the same corruption that I accuse them of. I go in right there and look for it. If it's Ministry of Finance, I go in right there and get the documents. And you know what I'm doing? I am making a public address to the nation. My people of St. Lucia, that is after the national anthem, you know. My people of St. Lucia, we accuse the government while we were in opposition of corruption. I have in my hands, as the sitting government, all the information proving what we were suspicious of. I have alerted the Attorney General and I have handed over to the Police Commissioner to deal with this matter. It is with great urgency that we must deal with this to bring all to justice. And I shut my mouth, lights off, and I gone. When people are asking me now, where's the corruption? I said to them, speak to the Attorney General, speak to the Police Commissioner, because I handed over everything to them. And every time I find it, I make I make an address to the nation. I have an address to the nation. Transparency, one. Accountability. Understanding who put me there, my powers. And I don't want nobody to say that I lied on anyone or I'm a bluffer. That's what I would have done. But them fellas, the Diamol. Now, it's a good deal, yes. It's our building. We'll get it back after certain years. But the same fellas tell you, oh, no, it's not our will. They sold the building and it's done. That's a bad deal. Same fellas came, went into almost the same deal and worse in Castries, and said to you, nothing to see here. The same fellas came in and they said to you, St. Lucians, that the range development, the housing scheme that were being built by Fresh Start was corrupt. There was no approved plan, and we terminated that, and blah blah blah, and corruption and Fresh Start, and now they handed back the contract to Fresh Start and said nothing to us. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. The passport CIP? Well, I will have to ask the company if I can tell you all. Folks, that's your government working for you. Until, God's willing, tomorrow, I am finished. I'm going to read some of your comments, friends, and I know tomorrow is holiday for you all. You all have all the time in the world. Boss Lady Saga Fed, Sister Sylvie, and all my friends over there. Good to see you. Let's go to our comments here on Facebook first, and then we will dismiss the show. Sorry, we will dismiss class. All right. Let's start from the bottom up. All right. Anthony's there. Pastor, let the people enjoy the carnival. You will restart on Wednesday. No, Anthony, that's wrong. What you just did there is wrong to tell me what to do with the show. I am not in your carnival. Listen to me. I ain't forcing you or anyone to watch me. Why don't you go and enjoy your carnival? Why you coming here? Why you? What is that? Why is me?
Mwen pas apwen maji beti sa. Mwen pas apwen maji beti sa.
Anthony, go and do your carnival and leave me alone to do my show. Even though they had one individual here tonight, I was going to be here. So leave me alone. Go and watch Cora. All right? You will do better watching Cora. Yes. Oh, Auntie Joycelyn says, blessings, good night, keep pressing. Thank you. Bev say he is detractor, I know. Oh, Lord. Everybody coming in now. I can't even keep up over there. Sorry. I can't keep up with the text, but I'll still try to catch it. Elita says, Anthony, what is it? Please go and sleep. Anthony, go and sleep. What, your eyes not tired watching all them whining and everything today? Zopat glass? You don't need eye drops? Boy, ma'am. Anyway, Cohen, good night to you. God bless you. Edward said, Anthony, go on the Bam Bam wall. Anthony, you all stop promoting that Bam Bam wall thing. Anthony, are you in St. Lucia? Whatever you do, do not go by the Bam Bam wall. You will fall off like Humpty Dumpty. Don't go there. You ever hear the story? Humpty Dumpty, the rhyme or whatever it is. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall and Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Stay away from the wall, mister. Wise me. Anyway, let's go on. Deborah say he's not fit for the wall. Sorry, my friend. All right. Houston says PJP must go. Let me read it. Anthony said the biggest carnival in the Caribbean. You see what I'm telling you? SLP again, that's how they do it. Everything is bigger and better when they're in power. Listen, St. Lucia is always at its worst when SLP is in power. Everything is fine when you see them in power. Everything, the biggest everything, the best everything that we've ever had in history. When they remind me of the MAGA crowd, the Trump crowd. Everything is best president in the history of the United States. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the best carnival in the world. Wow, wow, wow. My Lord. And by the way, once the United Workers Party is elected, it's going to be the worst in the world. How times change. Let's see here. Already carnival, not even nice. Like man say, if St. Lucia has 100,000 people, half always drunk and high on other. Well, today a good set will be drunk, because Bounty really promoted their business. Okay, he is crazy. Nothing to touch, Dominica. Anthony. Cohen says, do you know why they are doing that? Because these seen St. Lucians are behaving naive. That's why they keep doing that. That's true. That is so right. That is true. Thanks for the 100 star. Thank you for the star, Lisa. Thank you so much. Martin Sagafet. Lisa says, Shaz hide the documents before he left. That is so true, Lisa. Just like they can't find the lockbox. They can't find the lockbox. Let's go over to our YouTube for a minute. Where's our YouTube channel? Which monitor is YouTube on? Bear with me, folks. Which is our YouTube? Here, okay. Okay, so we have a lot of viewers over on YouTube. Donovan, greetings to you and the family. Carol, Cheryl, greetings to you. Boss Lady is there. Don't forget the barbecue. I think we had it up on the screen. Sylvie, you're right. Carnival is just a distraction. That is true. Sylvie is on. Okay, so we're going to play this. We're going to look at this first before we leave. Okay, Lauren says, oh, my friend is not in St. Lucia. He's done feel hungry. They don't feel your pain. Don't worry. Edward, you're a product of Denry? Oh, maybe I know you. I know you. Maybe I know you, Edwards. Yeah. Maybe I know you. Maybe you know me from in Denver there. But let's go over to the Flubber business. Okay, the New York Flubber Caucus presents annual summer barbecue. That's at Albans Place, 1418 Park Place, between Utica and Rochester. That is August 3rd, 2024, from 1 p.m. onwards. On the grill will be chicken, fish, etc. Your support will be much appreciated, all right? So that is the New York Flubber Caucus. They're inviting you, those of you who are in New York, Connecticut, and you want to come over. That is on August 3rd, 2024, 1418 Park Place, between Utica and Rochester. That is Albans Place there in Brooklyn, all right? Let me see here. Yes, I didn't see any price. I didn't see the price, the cost. I don't know if it is me, but I don't see any price or anything there. But let's see if we can fix this a bit so that, just bear with me, folks. Okay, so I don't see, no, there is no price. There is no price in it. I'm sorry. So we'll get that information fixed, and then we'll get it over to you. Okay, my people? But greetings, greetings, greetings to all. Have a beautiful night. May God bless you as we continue the fight. Continue to keep. But my friend Arnold, Arnold, I have to call you, I have to call you brother. I admire your spirit. You're a true soldier. Yes, you are indeed a true soldier. Yeah. I'm not going to put you under the bus. You're a very good soldier. So, folks, have a beautiful night, and we shall see you, God's willing, maybe tomorrow.
Government has done more, both in terms of enforcement, in terms of giving the police the resources that they need, and in terms of social actions to help reduce the scourge of crime. We appointed a Minister of Crime Prevention, Mr. Speaker. Those of you who are peddling lies, I did not say it will finish in 2028. I said the loan will expire in 2028. Why did you appoint the Minister of Crime Prevention? You appointed the Minister of Crime Prevention so he could work with all. A big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. A big story. Philip J. Pierre attacked elderly people. And tell, a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people.
At Great Vision Designs, we value our customers and provide cutting-edge customer service. Great Vision Designs specializes in television broadcasting and live streaming of funerals, sports events, weddings, meetings, shows, and more. Call us today at 722-6542 or 726-9914 or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Great Vision Designs, coverage you can count on. At Great Vision Designs, we value our customers.